And we're live. All right. Welcome, everybody, and welcome to my dear girlfriend, Valerie, who you may remember from a few months ago was interviewed by myself and Susan about her NDE. And welcome, Valerie.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, I appreciate you too.
I love
I'm
all your
going
content.
to thank you very much. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited also to announce that next week, Valerie will be launching her own channel. And as soon as I get that launch information, I'm going to be putting it on not only this in the comments, but I will also put it on my community page so people can know to go over there and check it out. So thank you. And I'm so happy you have been called to from Spirit and your guides to start this channel, because I know you're going to do really, really well. I really do.
Thank you, Allie.
Oh, you're welcome. And hello, MJ. How are you? You're having a cup of coffee. Well, enjoy. I had mine this morning, and I'm now on my water bottle. So I go through about, I don't know, 32 or 46 liters of water a day. So I think I'm doing okay, right?
It's important. That is so important.
It is important.
Yes.
And there's Deb H., who's known as Purple Elephant, and she will be coming on, later on this morning, just a little while, and do hers.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yes, and I appreciate you all coming on and validating and showing up for those who are coming here to talk about their experiences, which are becoming more and more enlightening. And you know what else I'm seeing? I said it yesterday, I'll say it again today. So many people who were introverts or who are still introverts are coming out of their fear and jumping onto YouTube because they're listening to their intuition and their guides. And I know you're one of them as well. Yeah. So
it's having that heart-centered message. The guides are like, really, we got to get the messages out, you know?
That's right. We got to get the messages out. So you got to not be afraid. You got to just move forward and do it. And eventually you're going to feel a lot more comfortable as well, I think. Because, introverts, the good part is introvert on YouTube, you really don't have to deal with other people except in the chat, really, unless you're interviewing or something. And then you're usually okay anyway. But, it's such a nice feeling to know that you're just another one of the introverts coming out, and you do have a very clear purpose. And, we talked about your purpose with your NDE and how your life has been going. So I'm just absolutely thrilled that you're almost ready to go.
I know. Thank you. I'm so excited. It's been, it's a little bit of work to get it all.
It is.
Going. It's not easy as you think. And I got all the, the nuts and bolts detail stuff pretty much down. And that's pretty much what I did with my time, though, this whole last year and the whole past 4 years of this. The former
presidency.
The former, because I don't even know what to call it. I never called him that. I never called him president.
Okay. Well, a lot of people I know won't even say his name and never called him that either, because he's really illegitimate anyway.
Yeah.
He was the illegitimate president. So, but yeah, I think we all are pretty well aligned with that here as well. But we all were nervous that he could manipulate things. And that's why we were brought in sort of to this YouTube community to get some help.
Yeah, because I had to disconnect from the news. Otherwise, I don't know how people do it. And I used to be a 24/7 news junkie. Like, I want to say I stopped watching news probably 8 years ago. But before that, I was heavily into politics, heavily into, trying to get our message.
Figure out what's going on. Right.
And then that happened. He got elected. And I really was nauseous when I heard it. I was sick to my stomach.
Yes.
Because I knew I could see it unreal. going off the rails, just
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
did, you know.
yeah.
And
I can. Yep.
whew,
We is right. So I just do want to shout out to Zoe Gonzalez because she's new to my channel, and thank you so much for letting me know, and welcome. I hope you enjoy and subscribe and like and so on. And you will also be able to, if you enjoy Valerie, I'm going to put up her information as soon as her channel goes live. So excited. And hi, Sandra. I'm glad you made it. Go ahead. So go ahead.
sorry, Zoe's a very good friend of mine. She's like my little angel daughter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
wonderful.
she's a sweetie.
Wow. Well, then she's got a special reason to be here, and I'm glad she is. That's great.
Yes.
Sandra, I'm glad you made it through your meeting. And
Oh,
Vivian, how are you? And thanks so much for being here, everybody. So, okay, so let's go back just a little bit then. So it was about 8 years since you watched the news, but you were able to figure out what was going on, of course, because you couldn't help but figure what was going on because he was there
yeah.
all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
And I've always been one of those people that I felt, you know, my guides were really adamant about getting out of the news, getting out of this lower
Lower energy. Yeah.
vibration that's holding everybody down. And
Mm-hmm.
I really got discouraged. You know, it seems like nothing ever gets done, really, never, no matter who's in. But
Right.
when he
Right.
got elected, I knew that that was significant. And of
Yeah.
course, I watched little clips on YouTube. I wouldn't watch the whole show or
Right.
anything. Just
I
to
did
stay,
the same thing. Yeah.
yeah, just to stay
Yeah.
abreast. And you couldn't believe every day you heard something
Crazier.
insane. I know, it was like, where there's no one here to stop this. There's no one to do anything about this. And obviously that was the
Right.
case. So
Right.
then I started to see, well, I was always interested in the astrology channels and the spiritual channels. And that's where I focused a lot of my time
Uh-huh.
back then when I had time to myself. And
Uh-huh.
this past year during this, well, the past year and a half, 2 years during the campaigning and all that, and it was heated almost every day. Well, marianne marianne
Mm-hmm.
came on,
Mm-hmm.
thank god, because she was like, and my cards and my pendulum were telling me the same thing. This was not going to last, you
Right.
know. I could
But you
feel,
like the validation. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And oh Ellie down under,
Ellie?
I butchered her,
Uh-huh.
and a couple of the astrologers. Oh, you had her on the other day. Why can't I think of her name? But they
Oh,
were
Denise
Denise
Siegel.
Siegel,
Okay.
and
Yep.
I watched. It was called Soul Garden, but it's called Serious Joy, and it's Christopher Witecki. Now he didn't get into political politics, but he had a, it's a, well, it's an app, you know, and you get, he texts you like 6 or 7 times a day based on your chart. So I was really heavily getting into the astrology, learning more
Okay.
and more. And I was taking a couple of classes. Have you heard of Astrology Hub?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No, I should write that down though. Is it here on YouTube or
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
She has different astrologers on, and
Oh,
and she also does a daily text,
okay.
text a day. But the astrology hubs, and she stays out of the politics too. So it was kind of a safer spot. You know, I could go in and dip into the politics, see what is going on, see what the latest crisis was, and what,
Right.
like Marianne and those types who did do the political astrology, I mean tarot, would say. So, and I'd always check my pendulum. So it was always like, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And
Right.
I could feel something was going to happen. I didn't think he was even going to leave office at first.
Well, I don't think he would have if everybody cooperated.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
That's true. And I felt like it was very precarious, and it could
it
have
was.
went either way, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I believe we have a lot of off world help here helping us, and our guides are all, spirit is waking a lot of people up to become more heart centered, you know. And
Sure. Yep.
but then
Absolutely.
when but then when we're looking at it and we see all these, and I don't ever want to. I feel that they were brainwashed, all the MAGA type
Yes,
followers,
I agree.
and and I think something is going on there too, against, in a dark sense, like holding those people down and keeping them confused. So, but I couldn't believe the amount of people he had on his side, and
I
that
know.
really shocked me. That, I mean, I knew that there's two sides. I know that everybody has their own perception, but it was so blatantly obvious that he was prejudiced, sexist.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
He doesn't
how
hide
can
it.
that be acceptable? And it's acceptable to what, 70 million people or something? It's crazy.
It
It's
is
crazy.
crazy. It
It
is,
is. Yeah.
and just to be hateful every
Yeah.
day,
Every single day.
and enjoy
Hmm.
it, because you could tell he enjoyed it.
Oh
So
yeah, he enjoys it. Like he also really enjoys putting people down that don't agree with him, and everybody else is wrong. He's not ever wrong, and of course, classical narcissist.
mhm.
But wow.
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
it's interesting that I too went to Marianne a lot. I did not find Ellie when I was looking around, but and I was always surprised, and even mentioned it to Marianne when I interviewed her, that they know so much about our politics and so much about what's going. It's floored me. Yeah,
Enforcing too. I
yeah,
mean, the average person here isn't as involved and
right,
doesn't even know. They may know that, there's Republican, Democrat, and the basics, of course, but
right,
I think where a lot of people just tune it out because it's just constant droning 24/7, you
right,
know.
right.
You're either all in it or you're just
Or you're
quiet.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
Eh, but we're kept very busy here in America to keep us distracted from the truth,
we
which
are.
which
Yeah,
doesn't help at all. But that isn't we're in that time now of chaos where all these, the higher lower dimensions are like merging and but
right.
separating, and it's like timelines keep changing, and
They do.
people, the more that there's more heart-centered, soul-centered, loving people who really just don't want to have any of this.
I know. Yeah.
They don't even want to go back to work. Look
Well,
at the
what is it? I heard yesterday 65 million people just quit their jobs or
Yeah,
something in the last month or two.
yes,
Yeah.
that's a lot
Um,
of people.
well, there's one thing about the idea that, find something you love and
Mhm.
then go and do that. But there's a very big difference in, I think I'll just quit my job.
Yeah,
I
I,
don't know why. I
I
don't know.
know, but I think that last year it's detrimental, and as horrible as it was for a lot of people to be stuck in the house. You
Right.
know, I think a lot of people use that time to reevaluate where
I know
they
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did
Hmm.
too. And
Yep.
what is it that you really want to do? And they realized they were just going on autopilot, going to work, get your paycheck, pay your bills, do the same thing,
Yes.
until you die. Really, it's like a setup and then you just die, and that's that.
Right. Yeah. It's a
I think,
very nihilist. It's a very nihilist way of looking at things. But my son himself is a nihilist. He's like, "What's it all for? What's it all worth?" And but if you don't have some kind of a spiritual belief system, whatever it is,
hmm
it's very, very difficult to find meaning in life. And
true.
so I think a lot of people are like fish out of water. And this is one place they can come just to seek out different ways of looking at things at the very least. So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
love this community, and
yeah.
everybody that supports each other on each other's channels, and it's just
Uh-huh.
it's just beautiful. And isn't that really what we would all want our lives to be
Oh,
like?
yeah, absolutely. It's what
So
we're aiming for, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I think we're
So,
a lot are
yeah,
making it happen like
I
that.
think you're right. There's a macrocosm, and the macrocosm eventually builds up to a paradigm shift if it
Mhm.
continues to grow. And when you have a paradigm shift, everything it changes. And so, at the very least, we can continue doing what we're doing, and it will grow and grow and grow. And I'm sure there'll be other places on here that will grow as well. And maybe, just maybe, at the very least, this has gone more mainstream. This has gone more mainstream. I don't know if you saw it yesterday. I have this crazy sign I found.
Let me see.
And I love it. Did you see it?
Oh,
It says, fortune teller, see your fortune and discover your destiny. Isn't that
I
adorable?
love it. Yes.
And I got it at Michael's, of all places.
Oh, that is so cool.
I know.
That is so cool.
It really is. It just shows, how these ideas are moving out and infiltrating different places.
Yeah, it's spreading so deeply throughout every aspect of society. A lot of people are really into. Okay, it's got to the question: why am I here? We're in a pandemic. All those people were dying. So you realize time is, fleeting. Anything can happen. So I think people really took that to heart, and they're like, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to have to. And there were probably a lot of them in good positions, saved, but knew that they would try their hobby or try their love, whatever it is that motivated them and gave them passion. That's what I'm doing. It's just like, this is all I want to do all day, and this is all I do.
I understand. I do, because I do too. It's interesting that a lot of people, in general, they work their whole life, even at a job that they really truly hate, and then they get to their retirement age and they retire, and then they're going to go travel and they're going to do this and that, and sometimes their lives are cut short, or they can't do it, or there's no money, or whatever. They've waited and waited and waited for something that never will happen for them. And it's sad. I've never tried to live my life that way. I've tried to live my life and travel or do whatever I wanted to do, if I had the money, of course, in order to experience everything. Because how do I know how long I'm going to live? How do I know, And so this kind of, and we also don't think about things because we don't have time. We're working, we're family, we got our grandchildren, whatever it is. And this COVID pandemic to me was a real opportunity to really invest your time into knowing what it is you want and what you want to do. And there's nothing more beautiful than that. And they didn't wait till they were retired, and
I know,
not a lot of them. Yeah.
I love it. I love seeing it. I love everybody is just like, I used to say this before the pandemic, if we just got everybody to stop for like 2 or 3 days, like a peaceful protest towards the government and but I said it for like 10 years. So, and I'd never, ever thought that one day everybody would just stop. I felt something big coming, but I had no idea it was a pandemic. I thought it was going to be more of a market crash or.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. Or a war.
Yeah.
A bigger war. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And Andrea's saying, remember, it's ever changing, which is very true. This is not over yet. We're still working on it. And she says, finding our soul family and empower each other to ascension. Absolutely. That's so very true. So I thought it was interesting. I have been an adjunct professor for 22 years, which means it's not full-time work, but I usually work more than full-time because I work for several colleges. Wow. And, a lot of colleges didn't give you insurance. And here where I live, you can get insurance. It's like, oh God, I didn't have insurance for like 12 years. And now I've had it for, 12 years. But I thought that was a great benefit. And they paid more than some of the other places. And I thought, oh, great. And they also sort of not insured completely, but if you were there a certain amount of time, you were pretty sure you could get a job. But there was always that thing leaning over us saying, if the full-timers have their classes, you can have this class. That's basically it. In other words, if their classes don't fill, they take your class.
Oh, wow.
So I was checking something out yesterday, or something came in on my phone that said that they were going to the governor's office, my union that I belong to demand higher wages and accountability for adjunct professors. Right. And COVID is what brought everybody to this point because a lot of people were not able to work due to COVID, or not even, there weren't that many classes because people weren't going to school. So they were like, they didn't have any job security. So it took that to move that over a little bit. I don't know if we'll get it or not, but it's very interesting that, so there was not just us that are transforming, it's corporations, it's ways of going to work now, because a lot of people are saying, I want to work from home from now on, and that's going to be very big, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So,
both of my sons worked from home and went to school online. They were doing their bachelor's, and it's that one had to go back. One is still doing on working from home, but I've seen that in every aspect and sector where the the, the employment, the employees are now demanding different, more protection from their employers for in case of emergency, like we just
like we just had.
Right.
And you've worked in the food and beverage restaurant industry in the past, and you know that you were basically slave labor.
Oh yeah.
And now people don't want to do it unless they get like $20 an hour, whatever it is, and I say go for it.
Yeah,
honestly.
really, it should. I can't believe you as a professor couldn't get health insurance. That to me is, I would have assumed, oh, professors have the benefits at least, No, you don't.
Not part-time. And it's funny because a full-time professor will teach 4 classes a term, and will also advise students. That's part of their job. So they have that time they have to work. And a part-time professor many times only gets 1 to 2 classes a term from one place, which is not enough to live on. But myself, I've done it so long that I would add in other places, and I was teaching sometimes 9 or 10 classes, but I was making a living wage. But the problem was I was still part-time and I wasn't guaranteed that wage for the next term or whatever.
Right.
And there's a lot of people like me.
Yeah, because I'm sure 9 classes is actually very full-time work for you doing that. That's a lot of work. And if
it's a lot of work. Yeah. And the full-timers go, oh, I don't know how you could ever do that. Well, you do what you got to do. So, they had the benefits and I didn't.
Yeah.
So
that's what.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. That's how, like you said, employment is changing because of that big time in every sector. The reason why servers or anyone in the restaurant industry, especially if you're front of the house server, they make mostly $2.13 to $4.25 an hour. And then a lot of these corporate restaurants want to take a percentage of your tips that you made so they can pay the back of the house. This is how terrible it was. So
I had when I was waitressing, I didn't have that because it was in the 70s. So I didn't know it changed. Wow.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And I worked for a major corporation that everyone would know their restaurants, and how you get treated is
not the best.
No. So I hope it really implements change in all of those areas where they were abusing the labor force.
Right. I think it's starting. I really, really do. And I think it's in response from the employees. I'm not coming back if you don't take care of me. Right. And where are you they having trouble finding everybody? Who can they find? Yeah. Andrea, you're so right. College as business. And a very dear friend of mine said that the dean of her particular college at another college that she works at said that the student is the customer and you need to make sure that you take care of the customer. And she's like,
oh my,
come on, this is not a business. I mean, it is and it isn't, it's, I don't know.
I mean, everyone should be treated with respect, but I did work in the restaurant industry my entire life. And the customer is always right, is all you hear. And I can't tell you how false that is. It's not respectfully. If you treat me with respect, it should go both ways. But you can't expect to go into somewhere and have someone just be abusive to you, and you have to take it and you
It's like
do.
modern day slavery.
It
It is. It's awful.
So,
Yeah, it is.
and I was on Andrea's comment there. They do. They dump all the money into the sports. The
Oh yeah.
sport that's
Yeah.
in
Never
college.
mind the liberal programs, the liberal arts programs, or the band, or yeah, it's all
Yeah,
about sports. Yeah,
art,
and
art.
so it is a competitor and a gladiator mentality. That's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Andrea, I understand why you didn't complete your PhD. I started mine, but I ran out of money because I already owed $190,000, and I still owe $190,000. I just can't pay it right. I can't pay it. So, I do the best I can, but paying it down is crazy.
Well, to charge interest on that, I
Yeah,
pray. I keep praying that Biden is gonna like fix that. And I know he has hit it in certain spots, but come
yes,
on,
I know.
you're charging people that aren't even in their profession a
Yeah,
lot of times because they're continuing their education or they
yeah,
had to quit because they can't afford it and
right.
or work two jobs, which is mostly what most people have to do. You need two adults working at least one to two jobs full time just to
Yep,
keep rent and the basic
that's
utilities
right.
on.
Never mind all the other things you might want to do. Right,
Right.
absolutely.
I mean, and
And
then
daycare. Whew,
oh
daycare is
my
very
goodness.
expensive. Yeah, yeah,
And they
yep.
only pay daycare workers 8 to 10, $11.
I
And you're
know.
like, come on, no benefits, no anything. Um,
Right.
it's it,
It's
it,
bad.
it, this system
Yeah.
needs to change, and
Well,
that's
it does. It does. It needs to become a more of a socialist system. But you know what the others feel about it, that it's communistic and all this other stuff. But look at how well like Denmark and Norway and some of those places, they're in Sweden, they're doing very well.
very
And
well.
Canada is doing
Yeah.
Canada. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we have our Pluto. Well, America, the United States' first Pluto return is coming up,
I
and
know.
we're witnessing the destruction of the systems that are not ethical,
Yep.
that are against life instead of promoting life. And
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of these corporations are ruining the planet, ruining our resources, polluting our
Hmm.
water, our air, our soil. So all that
Right.
really needs to stop. That
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
of course treating people fairly should be a no-brainer, but apparently it
I
got lost
know.
somewhere.
No. I remember once before all this 45 stuff and everything, when I was on Facebook, I remember saying something like, oh, I don't know, take care of the children, or I remember thinking at some point, I didn't. This one person came back and responded to me that I went to high school with, and her mentality is still back in high school. But she said, I'll take care of myself. You take care of yourself. I'm not paying your bills. And I saved for my retirement. I wasn't stupid. And I said, that's all well and fine if you can do it.
Right.
But a lot of people can't. I mean, even now, I'm telling my 35 and 44-year-old, try to save some money if you can, because you're going to need it. Because who knows about Social Security? Who knows about what the cost of living will be when you're over 60? So,
Well,
yeah, it's
let's
really
hope
sad.
that, yeah, let's hope that is adjusted. But I can't understand people's mentality that think like that, like
Yeah,
socialism, this
I
socialism, that.
know.
Without a Socialism is your water department, your sewage
Right.
department, your
Fire
police
department,
force,
police
your fire,
department,
your
roads.
public
Yeah,
schools, roads, bridges. You are already living in a
you're living in it, baby. I
you're
know.
paying your taxes to have these things taken care of for you. So come on, couldn't
Uh-huh.
you? Maybe it's the people managing the money who
They,
where's that money go to? It seems like there's a lot of holes. Yeah,
in their pockets,
in
that's
the
where it goes.
pocket.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. It's a sad thing.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to come back to some of these questions. So, what kind of sustenance did you find in the community at this time? Meaning, basically, did you come here to be with? I see you in the chat all the time, so you're always interacting with people in the chat.
Yeah.
Do you feel tied to them? Do you feel it's a good community or
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know how to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love it. I feel like I have, friends to go to. And
Yeah.
especially during the time when we were on lockdown, everybody was kind of going into their own space and what
Yeah.
made them happy. Well, this is what makes me happy, talking about uh, spirituality, anything to do with astrology, anything to do with magic and mysticism. I want
Yeah.
to hear about it. And then to
Yeah.
have a whole group that I feel you brought everybody in, and everybody has like kind of branched off into their own channel.
You're in,
But
yeah, people are in different groups, but you recognize your names and everything because you're in all these groups. That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
yeah, it was really comforting. I think
Yeah.
that's the word for it is
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel the
comforting.
same way, Valerie.
And
And Andrea says and she loves putting a face to you because and Andrea's coming on to do this later on in the
I
month or
see
in the
it.
weeks. And I think it's really nice. I was very pleased with the amount of people that are willing to do this
Yeah.
because it takes courage, I guess, for some, maybe not for others as much, but I love it. So
Well, this is my
um,
second time ever, and I was with you both times, and it's just you're so comfortable and easy to talk to. So I don't
that's
even feel like, and we recorded the last one, and this one's live, and it doesn't.
doesn't feel any different, does it? Yeah,
No, no,
no,
it's
not
fine.
really. And it's
Yeah,
kind of nice to see what people are saying and doing in the chat,
yeah.
while you're online. So, um, have you gone to the Tarot Love community? Have you joined the Tarot Love community? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I have a tarot.
Okay, okay.
It's
It's a website that Renee and Andrea pretty much put up that everybody can go to and sign their name up and there's all these subscribers to it and I'm not
no,
sure if you know.
no, I
Okay,
haven't. I didn't know
okay.
that it was a website. I thought we were all on that.
Oh well,
Doing.
and she also has a channel. She also has a channel. Renee does. But anyway, I'll send you the link. But
Thank
it's
you.
really nice because you can go there and specifically for subscribers, if they go there, they can see what people do. Then they
Okay.
can check out their channels or they can check out their services. And it's a way of, and so what happened was, um, Cat Mama, who
Hmm.
was the first one to do it, she had posted on the bulletin board there that this whole idea of the resilience that we have been able to have here because of our community, and that she would love people to be interviewed. And so I took up the gauntlet, and that's what really started this. I
Yeah,
always give credit to where it's due.
yeah.
And Angel Star Karma just put it up here, the website. If but I can also send it to you because it's in the chat right now. But
Thank
the
you,
Tarot
Angel.
Love community, a lot of people are there. It's grown quite big over time, and
Okay.
you don't have to do tarot to do it. You can just it doesn't
But
matter, you know.
I love
Yeah.
doing tarot. I love reading.
I,
Love
good
it.
for you. Good for you. Um, do you have any recommendations? You said you listened to Ellie. You've listened to Mary Ann. Do you have any other recommendations
Oh
for other
yeah.
channels or readers? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sage Goddess. I listen to her. Like she does a free new moon and a full moon ceremony every month,
Uh huh.
and I was listening to her like last December, and she was having a year class. It's an alchemy, a soul alchemy class. So I signed up for that, and it's also a crystal masters. And you
Ooh.
you
Yeah.
get certified, you get certifications. So I've been in that both of those classes all year. So that's a lot, and I mean she does a phenomenal job.
Wow. I've bought
I
a lot of things from Sage Goddess on her website.
she
I just
is
haven't been to any classes, but yeah, that's
she
awesome. Good.
is
Yeah.
so awesome. And so she had a perfuming class using essential oils. So I took that. She had a manifestation class, and I took that. I just kept taking those types of
Yeah.
classes. So I'm still taking that, hers, soul
Right.
alchemy class,
Uh huh.
and astrology classes. Uh, God, I watch probably so many. Oh goodness, I'm trying to think who do I see every day. Have you watched Ona's Tarot?
No.
Where
No.
she does. she does a card, but she has a couple crystals there, and she's showing you uh, the aspects for the day. It's only like a
Okay.
2 to 4
So is
minute
it O
video.
O O N A? Ona?
It's
Is
I
it
think it's Oyna.
Oyna? Okay.
I don't want to butcher it, but
Uh-huh.
oh
Okay.
Lord, I could look in my phone. I'm always on YouTube because this. I mean, this really got me through. And this the year
Uh-huh.
before COVID, like the 6 months before that, I had stopped working in the
Mm-hmm.
restaurant business and was taking care of one of my customers. She was terminally ill, and we went to Mexico. We tried everything we could to help her. She was very open minded. She was a psychic. She was a psychic healer, and she was probably 78. So
Mm-hmm.
she had been doing that a long time. So
Uh-huh.
I would always go to, how they have the psychic shows or the crystal and gem shows in your
Oh
area.
yeah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
she always did that, and she would always like go and heal people, and I'd go there with her and help her.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool.
Okay. Yeah.
And so then, unfortunately, she passed, but she really was. She was good with it. At that point,
Uh-huh.
and I started working at a doggy daycare, and then the next thing I know, we're in COVID and no one can go
Right.
anywhere. So
Right.
I was just okay. Well, I can finally watch all the people I want to see, and I can do what I love, and I could just play in Magic all day, and that's all I did was
That's
keep
great.
myself and meet people like you and Angel Star Karma and everybody that's come
Uh-huh.
through.
Yep.
And uh, to me, and it was the best year and a half I've had
Oh,
ever.
that's awesome. That's so
Honestly,
good to hear. Yeah.
honestly, to figure out just never ever thought you'd be able to just stop.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah,
But
there was only one way that was going to happen, and I guess we found it.
yeah,
I know. I was saying to somebody the other day that, as an adult, an older woman, I don't mind staying home, but I know that younger people like to be out and
yeah,
about and go and do their, and I understand if I was 30 or so, I don't think I'd be very happy, being stuck like I am.
yeah,
But it's been wonderful. I met so many wonderful people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And and Lynn's tarot.
Lynn?
Lynn had her. She's an older lady, but she's really cool. She did political tarot.
Okay.
She was she's not a 45 fan at all. And she was just talking about the filibuster this morning, but she's been out because she had a knee replacement. So the last
Oh,
5
okay.
she hasn't been there. But yeah, she's a good one. Um, but
Awesome.
I think the 30-year-olds and the 20-year-olds, a lot of them, got on board to get their education. Like I know that's what my kids did.
I
They were
think you're right. Yep.
in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doing what you could to because everybody's thinking, what's going to happen after this? Well, I have plenty of time to plan, or
Yeah, I know.
research.
That's
Yeah.
right, Valerie. Well, I can't thank you enough for being here. It sounds to me as though you get what you need from the community, but you
Oh,
also get the time you need to work on yourself and your channel is coming up very soon.
yeah.
I'm going to be posting it for those of you who are here late. And Valerie's got a lot of really cool things, cool ideas that she's going to share with everybody. And I'm just so damn proud of her. I really am. It's great.
Thank
It
you.
really
Thank
is.
you, Joy. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you. I love you. I love how you
Oh,
created
I
this.
love you too, honey. I love everybody here.
I know.
Absolutely. The community is wonderful.
Yeah, you really created this. I think, everybody just like blossomed. You know, everybody came together and really
Yeah.
did
If they what I really love about it is most of the time when I have somebody on my channel and I'm interviewing them and letting people see who they are, there's a lot of support that goes to those people and their channels. And so the fact that I can highlight a few of these people and just give them a boost makes me happy. So yeah, really
And you
does.
do such a good job at it. I don't know how you do it as many as you
Well,
do and teach all the classes you teach and as a professor.
yeah. Well,
You
this
know,
is more fun for me. This
yeah,
really is.
yeah,
So it's my
yeah.
relaxation. But
Good.
yes, it's the beauty of we is empowerment, and women in particular. And no offense to Ron, because I love Ron, or any other man that happens to hear this, but some of the, the power of community, bringing everybody together. There's nothing more beautiful than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Yep.
feels like
And
the divine feminine is being broken free, I want to say. Like we're
yeah,
coming on strong because it's coming from the heart. And I'm not saying
it
that
is.
that men
Yep.
don't do that. I'm saying that
No,
women really are like, especially a lot of us are moms or even pet moms. We're
yep.
very everybody
Nurturing,
wants, yeah, nurturing.
nurturing. Yeah.
We want the best for the planet. We want the best for each other,
Yep.
and I'm so glad women are speaking out more
I
and more.
agree. I agree. Yes. So come back later on today, folks, and listen to Deb Hanvey, who is the Purple Elephant. Tomorrow, Mr. Ron Unconditional Love, wonderful guy that I love, is going to come on and do his resilience through this. But Zoe says, we're excited for your channel, Val. And
It's my
Andrea says, what's the name of it? And Andrea, I'm going to post it next week when I have it. She was told not to wait till after the retrograde, and I don't blame her guides for saying so. So as soon as I have it, put
well,
it on my,
I
I'll put
have
it on my,
I have the name. It's just nothing on it there
nothing's
yet.
there. It's
Yeah,
you, and then a C, you. And I
yeah.
love that.
Thank you.
She wants to have people empower themselves.
Yeah.
So you need to see you. But there's
Mhm.
nothing there. It will be uploaded next week. All
Yes.
right. Thank you, Valerie. I love you, girl. Thanks,
Thank
everybody in
you.
the chat. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you later.
You say